Hello everyone, welcome in. I'm Taffany and I want to thank you for joining me today in the garden as I take on a last minute idea. I have been trying my hardest to figure out what can I use for an evergreen hedge in my courtyard garden, a low growing evergreen hedge that will kind of give it a formal look, but not fully formal, and where I don't have to go out and buy a bunch of boxwoods or a boxwood substitute like miniature hollies or something. And so I was browsing online because an idea came into my head, and I decided to go online and look at some pictures to see if I could even find pictures of what my idea was, which I did find some pictures. I liked them so much I was like, oh yes, I'm going to do this, but I'll get up and do it tomorrow because it's already evening. It's actually dusk right now. And then I just could not wait till tomorrow morning to get out and do it. The Capricorn in me would not let me wait. I have to see what it looks like. It's in my head and it's gonna stay there until I do it. So I got up this evening and decided to go out and give it a try. And so that's what I'm doing right now. So I've decided to use oregano as an evergreen hedge in my courtyard garden. It stays green year-round for me here in Spring, Texas, so it is the perfect solution. This oregano that I am using here, that I'm digging up, was here when we moved in. I've moved it a few times and I've divided it and made more, and yeah, it has been here. I have never purchased any oregano. I have just always divided and multiplied what I had, which is how I've ended up with so many different, pieces of oregano throughout the garden. And so I just think it is the perfect solution to making a hedge. And I'm going to stick a couple of pictures in here so you can see, exactly what it is that I'm thinking of, and so you can envision this yourself as well. I think it's going to be beautiful. It's food. It's inexpensive because I already have it, and it gives me the opportunity to avoid boxwoods. And I know you probably ask, why don't you want boxwoods? I just think it is such a humid climate here that it's probably long-term not the best solution, because I imagine with my sprinkler system and the humidity that it would just get disease, moldy and things like that. So I just want to avoid problematic shrubs or anything in the garden. Now maybe that's not the case, but it just seems like it would be kind of a tough environment for it. And on top of that, this back area used to hold water like crazy. I have added the rock. I have found drains that had been covered up for who knows how many years. So all of that has helped to alleviate a lot of the standing water, but it is still a moist part of the garden. So whatever comes back here will have to be able to kind of take a little extra moisture, but it's a lot more under control than it was when we first moved in, thank goodness. So overall, I'm going to use my oregano. I'm going to make myself an oregano hedge. I already have one miniature one going in the garden as it is, which I will show you later in the video after we get done, so you can kind of see what it looks like, in another part of the yard. So yes, I'm excited to get this in and see what the final product looks like. So let's get all of these pieces of oregano in, and then I'll show you the final result. I'm just going to be dividing this big piece and use as much of it as I can. Well, guys, it is coming along. I am almost done. I just, as I look at it, as I'm planting and dividing, I just really am loving the idea and loving how it looks, and also just how it seems like it's bringing life to this back area. But we're going to get these last few pieces in ground, and then we'll really be able to get a full idea of, what I really think and how it looks. So let me get these last pieces in, and then let's take a look at everything and talk about it. Alright guys, so I am done and I've got everything watered in, and just kind of as a reminder of what my goal is, you see I am forming a hedge of oregano here where there's going to be a centerpiece flower and the sedum in the front, kind of a unique arrangement. But you see how well this is done, and then I have added some pictures to show you what an oregano hedge looks like. And that is an airplane, so hang on just a second. They're doing flight lessons this evening. But anyway, I've stuck pictures in throughout the video so you were able to see what my goal was. So I am going to show you the finished product. As you can see, this is beautiful. And you can see this one over here. And just this touch of green gives it such a complete look. Obviously there's more that can be planted within these beds, but just having that just brings life to this area. And here is this bed, and the oregano is going up to the door, and you know that they grow pretty fast, so they will be touching. And yes, I will stay on top of pruning so that I can maintain the look that I want. But that is what it looks like. It's kind of a overall view from back here. It is kind of dusk now, so We've been out here for a while. In the circle bed, I did not put anything here because I think this is a perfect opportunity for flowers to kind of add, you know, a really bright pop of color along with what's back there. And then anything that we put inside of the beds behind the oregano. But this is so gorgeous, guys. I love this. Oh my gosh. To see that it just brings so much life back here. And, you know, to make a little point here, let's head back over here. I used the entire piece of oregano here, this whole entire big piece. And this empty space just means opportunity to plant other things. And that's something we always love as gardeners, opportunity and more space. But everything's watered in, everything looks good as we look at it over the fencing. So you can kind of see what it looks like from a distance if you were out in the garden and you were looking back there. Oh man, this looks so good. I love it. Oh my gosh. I am really excited. Well, guys, I am done and everything looks absolutely wonderful. I love it. Thank you for joining me in the garden this evening. It's getting dark, so it's time to go in. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.